Hello. I've escaped from under the bed. There wasn't much room to move around there. And anyway, the sun's shining now, so I'm out in the garden. And today I am going to be very good. I've turned over a new leaf. It's Easter Sunday. Not that I'm a Christian. I'm a devotee of the invisible pink unicorn. Anyway, I have turned over a new leaf. And I am not going to post anything even slightly suggestive. Well, I'll try anyway. And the reason is that my last video was actually banned. Well, it has to happen sooner or later, I suppose. And I'm kind of puzzled as to why. Maybe I shouldn't be puzzled, because after all there were educational aids visible in the video. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe someone objected to seeing naked pink objects being used in an inappropriate manner. Although they weren't actually being used, they only had Barbie dolls sitting on them, bouncing up and down and having fun. It was all quite innocent, really. Maybe it wasn't that upset somebody. Maybe it was the fact that Action Man was talking about going down the pub wearing a skirt. Why shouldn't a man wear a skirt? Scotsmen do. It's perfectly true. He's got a valid point there. Oh, maybe it was because I showed Ballerina Barbie in a suggestive pose. She has a very cute little bottom. Well, she wasn't doing anything. These dolls are owned by little girls, for goodness sake. They're able to put them in that position for themselves, and it wasn't as though she had no clothes on. Alright, so Action Man was kind of spanking her, but he wasn't really spanking her because you can't open up his hand. It's always like a fist. So he was just kind of going through the motions, and there wasn't any sound of spanking, and she wasn't making any sound such as you'd expect her to make. So I don't know if that upset anybody. Could it have been Action Man sniffing Barbie's boot? He was only sniffing it. You see dogs sniffing things all over the place. And nobody objects. Well, actually, I object to dogs sniffing all over the place. Yeah, different people have different standards, don't they? I'll take you on a tour of my garden and show you all the blossoms. Come along. Okay, this is our new patio corner. Nearly finished. We were busy all day yesterday putting these bricks down, brushing sand in the cracks, and after the holiday we have to hire a thing to jump up and down on it to flatten everything. Then we can sit here and have barbecues. Here is the first cherry blossom. This is a star magnolia. They have a lovely delicate perfume and they look so pretty against the dark background in the sunshine. See these tiny little pink hairy buds? They're what we call kiwi fruit. I don't know what other people call them. Chinese gooseberries. Somewhere out there there's a bird pecking something. I can't see it. I can hear it. Dandelions, they're always so cheerful. I haven't got the heart to dig them up. In France they call dandelions pissenlit. Is that a rude thing to say on YouTube? Well, only the French will understand what I'm talking about, so mum's the word. I confess it. I have actually flagged a YouTube video. Possibly more than one. The one I remember consisted of 2...
Now then, Happy Hag, if you thought it was that bad, you can't tell everybody about it now, can you?
No, I'm being stupid here. I mean, you've got to have censorship, you've got to have certain standards of decency, and you've got to have boundaries. There's a little thing on the... I don't care anyway, I can't stop making videos, I'm sorry to say. And perhaps they'll be interesting in a different way. Can anyone explain why the colour keeps fading on my camcorder? There's one of my babies, sunning itself. They're so cute, they're about that big. And there's some of the grown-up fish. Well, I don't know if they're grown up, I don't know how big they get. Pretty, aren't they? And then there was my video about spanking, which clearly wasn't appropriate for different reasons. A lot of people kindly pointed out to me that, in fact, my point of view was rather blinkered, and possibly it's only my point of view and not shared by anybody else in the world. And that I can't make statements about other women. And I thought, well, I had been thinking for some time maybe I should take this down, because it's not something that I don't have rigid opinions. I don't stick to that point of view anymore in the face of people telling me otherwise. And so it's out of date. But on the other hand, I have had so many hits on that video. The day when I get more hits on another video, I'll take that one down. Blackbird, looking for juicy titbits. Look, here's a churchy window because it's Easter Day. My mum made this. Hubby's in there somewhere getting ready to go to church. He's a Catholic. He goes to church on Christmas and Easter and whenever else he can remember. Sometimes I go with him. Last time I went to church was Christmas Day. It was the so-called midnight mass on Christmas Eve, which is kind of 11 o'clock, not quite midnight, because I suppose due to popular demand people wanted to go to bed earlier. And so we went out to this Catholic church and it was packed, absolutely packed with people. And we were a bit late, so we had to sit in the back row. And just in front of us there was this quite fat guy, very heavy. When he went up to take his communion, you know, he had to walk on a stick and you could see he was labouring, he was breathing heavily. And because the church was so full, he wasn't sitting on a proper pew, he had a special chair, which I suppose they bring out the extra chairs when they need them. And it was a metal tubular frame chair. And we didn't realise that he was actually rocking on this chair. With his heavy breathing, he was kind of... And towards the end of the service, his rocking actually began to collapse the tubular frame of this chair, and he very slowly sank backwards into Hubby's lap. And he was so heavy, Hubby couldn't move until someone else came along to rescue him. It could have been really nasty. He could have broken his shin bone. That's the hazards of going to church for you. Anyway, I'm out here worshipping nature. Let me tell you about this here. This is an interesting thing. This is a storm kettle. It's got a tray where you can put your fuel, and a little hole in the side to put the match in to light it. And then on top you put this kettle thing. This has an outer case and an inner case, and inside the inner case is the chimney. And it draws very well, so as soon as you light this, you've got flames roaring up inside this thing. And between the inner case and the outer case, you've got space to put your water. So this is a perfect thing for taking camping, because it boils water really quickly and you can use whatever fuel you have handy. And there's our honeysuckle, and behind it, I don't know how that got there, there's a little bluebell. What's my tag? Happy Hag, Happy Hag. What's my tag? Happy Hag, Happy Hag.